Alright folks, we're back. Let's do another case in Elite Mode. I'm going to do Die by the Sword. Case 12 in the World Edition. I've done case 18 and case 6 in Elite Mode. Now let's do 12. Problem with my tablet. Matthew, we're in Iraq. It's time to act. You must find Ambassador Stern's kidnapped son before it's too late. I still can't believe the Sword would kidnap Andrew Stern. What I can't believe is that this assassin keeps getting away. Are we the Bureau or a bunch of trainee traffic cops? Deep breath, Ingrid. This is a crisis. But Matthew's right. We can solve it if we make a plan. First, remember what Matthew discovered in Dubai? The Sword set up a trap for us. We don't know exactly what it is. But it must have started with Chief Ripley's murder. The Sword knew Matthew followed the assassin's trail anywhere in the world, regardless of danger. So everything we've done in the Sahara is part of the Sword's plot to lure us here, to war-torn Iraq. Exactly, but we had no choice. We did it for Ripley, remember? And now we're doing it for Andrew. And Matthew discovered something more. The Sword isn't a lone assassin. There's a global criminal organization behind them, SOMBRA. We don't know much about SOMBRA, but if they made their entrance by killing our chief, it's safe to assume they won't stop there. So what's your plan, Matthew? If you attempt to rescue the kid, isn't it exactly what the Sword expects you to do? Yes, but Matthew's right. We can't let Andrew die. We can't let Ripley's killer escape justice. Matthew, I've got news. Remember that Andrew's mother put a tracking device in Andrew's stuffed bear? I've captured the signal from the bear. It's coming from an abandoned museum. You've heard Elliot, Matthew. A new lead on Andrew's whereabouts. Let's search that museum straight away. Off you go then, and since Jack Archer still hasn't reported for duty, you're going with Matthew, Carmen. Search that museum and don't come back without results. Oh. Andrew's bear. Anir's bag. Anir Aznag. I still have over 39,000 energy. About 600 under 40,000. Matthew, there's no sign of Andrew anywhere, but there's a beheaded man over there. Matthew, you think this man was involved in Andrew's kidnapping? Whoever he is, he can't be the Sword if he's dead. And what happened to Andrew? Where is he? Matthew, you're right. This dead man looks familiar. Haven't we met him before? You're right. His name was Anir. He was the nomadic tribesman who found that dead American in his camp. But how did a peaceful nomad get caught up in the Sword's plans? Could it be the Sword who killed him? I see you found the victim's bag. Let's search it. We need some answers about Anir's role in the kidnapping. And you found Andrew's stuffed bear too? Oh my, what a state it's in. Looks like whoever kidnapped Andrew ripped out the tracking device from the bear too. But you're right, Matthew. Collecting a sample from that stain on the bear should give us some forensic clues. Matthew, solving this murder is the only way to find Andrew and catch the sword. The clock is ticking. Let's get to work. We need to get some more clues and some more stars, so sit tight, folks. Alright, folks, we're back. I got 6 stars. Let's examine Anir's bag first. The die is cast. Matthew, finding Anir's bag was brilliant. It told us quite a story about the victim. Last time we met Anir, he was a peaceful nomad, but now his bag's packed with ammunition. And this picture of Andrew hugging his bear is proof that Anir was involved in the kidnapping. Except Anir is now dead, so it's clear he was just a foot soldier in someone else's path. You think that note you found in Anir's bag is a lead? You're right. The message is addressed to the victim. The die is cast, Anir. Matthew, let's send the message to Marina. She'll have to read between the lines to find Andrew.
This was a dead end. The police, I know because of my regular contact, they were turning over. Investigators had to consider the possibility the murders were done by professionals.
Okay.
Somebody came in there with a purpose. Because obviously whoever did this was going to make sure there was no living witnesses.
It's right on the foot. Oh, well that was good. Matthew, you collected a sample of the substance on Andrew's bear. With a bit of luck, the microscope will help us find DNA in the substance, Matthew. Matthew, Andrew's life depends on this.
But detectives could find no connection between the Mexican mafia and the murders. Despite investigators' best efforts, the trail of the killers eventually turned cold. There's a lot of frustration in this case.
Okay. 2, 3. 2 of them.
After 3 years, the family started to believe the case would never be solved. Your raw instinct is you want to find yourself.
There we are.
Polarized. The only real evidence investigators had.
Oh, there we go. A saw. Matthew, the DNA in the substance on Andrew's stuffed bear matched the profile of Asal Hawa. Hey, isn't Asal that Mossad agent posing as a belly dancer? Archer wouldn't shut up about her. But how did Asal's DNA get on Andrew's bear? Could Mossad be involved in the kidnapping? Well, I don't care if Miss Hawa is a fellow agent. If she harms a little kid, we'll set her straight. Right, Matthew? Let's find Asal. About her DNA on Andrew? Andrew's bear? Miss Hawa, Andrew Stern's missing and we know you're involved. Your DNA was all over his stuffed bear. It was my mission to follow the signal in that bear. Mossad suspected SOMBRA was involved in kidnapping Andrew and they put me on the case. I followed the signal to Iraq until I found the bear next to a dead body, but the kid was already gone. Then you know that Anir's dead. What else do you know? What do you know about his role in the kidnapping? Mossad was never interested in Anir. My only task was to follow the signal, but it went dead in a destroyed town. I'll give you the coordinates, Ranger Matthew. Alright, Miss Hawa, we'll check out the location. Ranger Matthew will take over from here, but stay close. We might need you again.
I was like, this is it. This is my heart.
Moment, folks.
Trouble falling asleep?
Okay.
Do you toss and turn all night or wake up with a sore neck or headache? Then it's time you discovered my pillow.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of My Pillow. Just like you, I had problems sleeping. I tried every pillow out there and nothing worked. 10 years ago, I invented My Pillow. wanted to have everything you would ever want in a pillow. I made sure that you could adjust my patented pillow so you can get the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of your sleep position. I also wanted a pillow that would last, so I made my pillow machine washable and dryable. I back my pillow with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Not only
Okay,
that, I do
here we
all
go.
the manufacturing in my home state of Minnesota. Now I'm proud to announce that my pillow is the official pillow of the National Sleep Foundation. To celebrate, I'm giving you a very special offer. Go to mypillow.com or call now to order one of my pillows. When you do, I'll give you a second one absolutely free.
Other pillows are causing you to fold them over or use your arms.
Stained rag.
Cause pain. Hard foam pillows can make you get too high, making you very uncomfortable. But the revolutionary My Pillow has patented that it won't go flat and keeps your neck supported and
Perfect.
your exact individual neck.
My pillow is the greatest pillow in the world because I wake up rested every single
Matthew, this place looks like we've narrowly missed an artillery attack. How will we find the traces of Andrew and the killer in this mess? You believe that stained rag is a clue? Alright, let's make the most of it and collect a sample. You want to dust that sniper scope too? Alright, anything's worth trying if it might save Andrew's life. Okay, I gotta get some more stars, so sit tight, folks. Okay, I got myself 7 stars. Let's examine this sniper scope. Got me 19 energy. Great. Matthew, that sniper scope you salvaged from the debris was covered in notches. There's only one person I know who keeps a tally of his hits like that. Matthew, this sniper scope belongs to Jonah Karam. We must find him. I think this is also the final one where Jonah was a suspect. Thanks for retrieving my sniper scope, Ranger Matthew. Now get ready to evacuate your team. I know a safe route out of here. We aren't going anywhere without Andrew Stern. He could still be alive, and he's a key witness in a murder. Most hostages die within 2 hours of being abducted. Forget the kid and save your people, Ranger Matthew. I know you're diehard, but this is a war zone. Jonah, the kid's only 8 years old. Maybe Marina's right. All those years of violence have made you cold. I just hope you aren't a killer, too. I am, Carmen. I'm a professional killer. And if you don't want to be professional bullet fodder, Ranger Matthew, take my advice and get out. Okay, stained rag. Great. Matthew, you collected a sample from that stained rug. Let's send it to Lars.
This is a bad streaming experience.
Don't let bad streaming ruin a good show.
Don't look at me!
Only Verizon has the largest, most reliable 4G LTE network. Can your network say that? Switch
All right.
now, buy an LG G5 and get one free. Plus up to $650 back, only on America's best network.
There's something different at
6 hours. I'll let these 3 run their courses, and I'll see you for them.
It's Rachel.
Alright folks, we're back. Let's get the results of the message to the victim. Matthew, I've analyzed the message you found in the victim's bag. The die is cast is a phrase of Latin origin. It means something's reached the point of no return. Well, Anir's dead, so that's one way to reach the point of no return. But if we don't want the same to happen to Andrew, we need to know who wrote the message, Marina. I've done some preliminary profiling based on the message. Someone cultured, smooth-mannered, but slightly arrogant, intelligent, but... Cultured but arrogant? Wait, doesn't it sound like a suspect you keep running into, Matthew? That scholar, Omar Bahir. If he wrote that message, we must find out what he meant by it. Well, Mr. Bahir better not have hurt a child, Matthew, let's find him. About his message to the victim? Mr. Bahir, Ranger Matthews found this message among the belongings of a dead nomad, Anir Aznag. We think you wrote it. Anir's dead. He clearly didn't pay heed to my warning. The Nawa used to be a peaceful tribe, Ranger Matthew, but Anir's gradually turned them into a group of armed terrorists. As a tribal strategic advisor, I warned Anir about the dangers of radicalization, but he was led astray by a charismatic leader, the Sword. I'm sure you have heard. Yes, we know that. Anir was involved in kidnapping Ambassador Stern's 8-year-old son. Do you have any idea where he is? A child was kidnapped. That's unfortunate, but if he was kidnapped on the Sword's orders, as I suspect, he'll be kept alive, Ranger Matthew, for as long as he's useful. The Sword will use the child to bait you, Ranger Matthew. I salute you for rising to the challenge. It's a foolish but brave way to die. And the green substance? Matthew, I'll do anything to help you find Andrew's kidnapper. What a horrible thing to do to a little boy. And this substance you collected from the rag confirms that the kidnapper is none other than the Sword. We already know we're dealing with the Sword, Lars. We just don't know who it is. Unless you found new evidence, we're no closer to them. I might have something for you, Matthew. The substance contained traces of Andrew's DNA, and it also contains Papaver atlanticum extract. If you recall, Matthew, Papaver was the poison found on the dart that killed Chief Ripley. It's the Sword's signature poison. Heavens! If that substance is the same poison the Swords used before, does that mean that Andrew's dead too? We know the Sword killed Anir after he'd done the dirty work with kidnapping Andrew. Why would they kill the kid too? Don't give up hope yet, Matthew. Papaver atlanticum is only a lethal poison in a higher dose. But it's tricky to calculate the right dosage that renders someone unconscious without killing them, which proves that the killer knows their chemistry, Matthew. Matthew, the same killer who killed our chief is after a little boy. We must find them before they finish the job. And although there's only under 48 minutes to go, I'm just going to speed it up anyway. Matthew, I know a little boy's life is at stake, so I'll be quick. The victim's carotid arteries were slashed using a very sharp blade. He bled to death within minutes. But we saw the victim's severed head beside the body, so we figured it was cut off. But we need more than this to find Andrew and zoom in on the Sword. We're desperate for a breakthrough, Angela. Well, here's something you could use, Matthew. To sever the victim's head with a single stroke, you need to exert a certain force, which correlates with body mass. I made some rough calculations. Your killer must weigh at least 140 pounds to apply the minimum force needed to cause the victim's injury. Matthew, if my kids are missing, I want you on the case too. I hope you'll find Andrew and he can hug his mother soon. Matthew, the Sword keeps giving us the runaround while we don't know if Andrew's dead or alive. Matthew, there you are. Archer still hasn't reported for duty, and this isn't the time for deviant behavior. What about finding Andrew Stern, Matthew? Any progress? All evidence suggests that Anir Aznag kidnapped the boy on the Sword's orders, and that the Sword killed Anir and escaped with the kid. Our time is running out to find the boy alive. Matthew, check this out. I found a heat signature on a satellite map. There's a hidden underground structure right below the destroyed town. A hidden underground place? Matthew, you're right. That could be the killer's lair. Now, a reminder, I did also, since I got a sticker pack, before we go to chapter 2, I gotta do this. I forgot about 4 sticker packs from Pacific Bay. One of them is from case 56. I can honestly say that if you're going to include the sticker packs, include the burgers to go along with it so that it's a lot more enjoyable. There's no way I'm going to leave the game, but still. I think what they're doing is making a lot of wrong moves. Alright, that'll do. And I will get back to case 12 and start chapter 3, or 2, excuse me, momentarily. Alright folks, we're back. Let's start chapter 2 of Die by the Sword in Elite Mode. Matthew, the clock is ticking for Andrew. Even if he's still alive, who knows how much longer he can hold on. You're right, Matthew. We need a calm recap. We know that Anir kidnapped Andrew on the Sword's orders. Everything suggests that the Sword killed Anir after he delivered the boy. But we don't know what happened to Andrew and where he is now. Matthew, check this out. I found a heat signature on a satellite map. There's a hidden underground structure right below the town center. A hidden underground place? Matthew, what if it's the killer's lair? What if Andrew's being held there? We have to go there. Hey, wait, did you say this whole thing was the Sword's trap? Because, you know, this place was like super easy to find, even for me. It's like someone wants you to go there, Matthew. Elliot, we know it's a trap, but Matthew's right. A child's life is at stake. Whatever lies in wait underground, we'll face it for Andrew. Yes, we will. Going with this guy because I know that he's a good friend of mine and the one who got me into this game. Ooh. Found the kid. Matthew, you did it! You found Andrew, and he's alive! I want my mommy, I want to go home. Oh, you poor thing. You're right, Matthew, Andrew needs psychological attention. We should send him to Marina's office. She can take a statement later. But what's that map you found? Ah, I see, someone marked the route from the museum to the bunker. We should collect a sample of that stain. Matthew, Andrew's safe now. We've located the kidnapper's lair, but what if it's all part of the Sword's plan? Didn't Elliot say it was almost too easy to find this bunker? Matthew, we've walked into the Sword's trap. The only way out now is to catch them. Andrew's testimony. Let's 24 hours. Excuse me, folks. Okay, I got myself up to 20 stars. Let's examine the stained map. There we are. Matthew collected a substance from the map showing the way from the crime scene to this bunker. Let's see if the microscope helps us identify who used this map. Andrew may be safe now, but we still have a lot to do. Okay. English tea. Matthew, the substance you collected from the map turned out to be English tea? Ah, wait. I remember finding English tea here before, and it led us to Benjamin Scott. Not surprisingly, since he's from England. Matthew, I'm not liking this one bit. Just when you save one kid, there's another getting himself in trouble. We should talk to Benjamin. Him mixing with dangerous criminals is the last thing we need. Benjamin, we have a lot on our hands, so I'll be blunt. What the heck are you doing here? I thought I discovered a secret bunker, Ranger Matthew. I decided to check it out and write about it in my blog. Benjamin, a child was held hostage in that bunker. What if the kidnapper finds out you have their map? Fancy explaining yourself to them or to the Iraqi cops? I hear their prisons are very accommodating. Ah, I see. I should be grateful because the Bureau keeps telling me what to do, just like my parents when they made me sit advanced chemistry exams. It's for your own good. Well, you're not my parents and I know my rights, Ranger Matthew. Go catch some real criminals and get off my back. I can relate to this guy. I'll let Andrew's testimony run its course, and for now, this is Matthew. See you then. Alright folks, we're back. Let's get the results of Andrew's testimony.
If you're only hungry for a
Matthew, I have to warn you, Andrew's traumatized. For hours he just rocked back and forth and cried. It took me a long time to make him feel safe again.
why get charged for
Andrew's a bright kid and very observant. I'm sure he noticed a crucial detail about the killer. The question is, will he tell us?
Welcome to Consumer Selling.
I'll bring Andrew in, Matthew. Remember not to pressure him or he won't talk.
$10 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $10 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's
Andrew, this is Ranger Matthew. Come say hello.
and all the attention you deserve.
I remember you, Ranger Matthew. I was crying in the bunker and you came to save me.
Remember, you receive special discounts.
What else can you remember, Andrew? Can you describe the people who took you?
Satisfaction ratings from people like you.
There was a man with a turban. He was mean. He grabbed and pushed me and covered my eyes.
Free trial today. And now
I cried for Mommy, but nobody heard me. My hands were tied. I couldn't see. Andrew, you're being very brave. Can you remember anybody else? I heard the bad man argue with somebody. I didn't understand. It was Arabic. And then I heard the bad man scream and fall down. I was so scared I wanted to go home. It's alright, Andrew. You're safe now. They took my teddy bear away. Can I get my teddy bear back, Ranger Matthew? Matthew, that's enough. Andrew has to calm down. I'll take him to Lars's lab. He seems to like it there.
One of the teachers in Melanie's school saw you pick her up that day, and Carolyn confirmed that they gave you a key to the
How did it go, Matthew?
You never returned
I see. Andrew was blindfolded when Anir was killed. Of course he couldn't describe the sword. But you say Andrew picked up a crucial detail? An argument in Arabic just before Anir died? You're right. That means the killer speaks Arabic. We already know that Omar, Bahir, Jonah, Karam, and Asal Hawa are all fluent in Arabic, which means any of them could be the sword. Matthew, now that Andrew's safe, it's time to focus on finding the sword. We'll catch him this time, whatever it takes.
What about that day?
I saw that morning. She mentioned before she was thinking about getting a bigger place. I told her about the place I'm working at. Offered to show her around. Anyway, we're alone. One thing leads to the next, and pretty soon I got her clothes off.
Wait, what part of the building was this?
Matthew, congratulations on rescuing Andrew. His mother's been notified.
That's when I realized.
The boy's statement gave us the key evidence against the sword. They speak Arabic.
Very responsible.
Matthew's also discovered that Benjamin's in Iraq. I'm worried about him, but we don't have time to babysit teenagers now.
I tried to call 911.
Matthew, do you intend to continue the investigation now that Andrew's safe? We know this is all the sword's trap. Are you going to walk into it? Matthew's right. We can't quit halfway through. We owe it to Ripley to catch the sword. I agree, Matthew. We should retrace the sword steps through the destroyed town. There must be a clue somewhere that isn't a trap, but a genuine lead. Let's go.
I got nervous when I heard the siren. I figured she'd be okay.
You figured wrong.
You gonna tell my wife?
Oh, trust me, pal. She already knows.
Drugstore manager ID'd Shola said he ran in and bought a pack of condoms.
Like he had a hot date. His words.
They see anyone at the payphone?
Not a soul. No shoulder, no ponytail.
So we can't confirm Shola's
But he wanted to call 911. Maybe he wanted to, but according to the LUDs, nobody did.
But at the same time, there was a 3-minute call from that phone to a number in England.
Yeah, Mr. Kent Quigley.
All right, you know the drill. Talk to this Quigley, see if we can't find the girl.
Okay.
Make Shola get lucky.
I know this probably won't be the first star,
Maybe
but
we'll
let's
get a little lucky and come up with the material
go for it
evidence
anyway.
to testify against this son of a bitch.
A Saul's bag.
Last Monday? A phone call?
Yeah, about 8 p.m.
Guitar.
I don't really remember. I get a lot of phone calls. Do you remember all the phone calls you get?
It was from a payphone.
How would I know that?
You got caller ID.
Monday night. I'm not even sure I was home from work by then.
For Gillis,
There we are.
The pickup man, somebody answered the phone.
8 seconds.
Maybe it was the wrong number.
You remember getting a wrong number?
Yeah, I think I do.
Who's it from? Man, woman, young, old.
Man. Old. Older.
What'd you talk about?
836
Nothing.
300.
You know, nobody here by that name. He misdialed.
Phone records indicate the call lasted almost 3 minutes.
936 300. Great.
You went along?
Yes.
You having your period, Mr. Quigley?
I told you all I know. I think you guys should just...
Matthew, you found a sword. I agree, this can't be a coincidence. We know the sword's playing a game with us, and Angela said the victim was beheaded with a blade. Choosing the sword as the murder weapon could be a deliberate choice to taunt us.
Excuse me.
And there's some faded text on the blade. Quick, we need to know what it says.
Quigley, yeah, sure.
And you found a bag with the Saul's name on it?
Actually, we're trying to look.
You're right, Matthew. A quick search of a Saul's bag won't hurt. If she's on our side, like she says, she won't mind.
I thought you might be family something. Place it in the key. Came and went. Only here a few days though. Her and 2 other guys. Visiting, it seems to me.
What do these 2 other guys look like?
You know, kids, nothing special.
When was the last time you saw them?
Maybe a day or so ago. They left real early in the morning. They had backpacks and such.
Hey, do you know what Quigley works?
Food co-op on 116th Street. It's always the quiet guys.
Aha! Fake lipstick.
What time did he leave?
Matthew, that lipstick you found in a Saul's bag isn't lipstick at all. It has a USB plug with a tiny screen. Let's crack the password and see what it really is.
Why, Quigley doesn't date women?
Kent doesn't date, period. They ever see Kent with a date? There's a concept. Kent's too wrapped up in his work.
What, here, bagging barley?
His causes.
Causes would these be?
Environment? Kent's pretty intense. What about that woman last week? That's not a date. She came here with 2 other guys.
What woman is this?
They stopped by, I don't know, around 3, 4 in the afternoon.
67R. 15. Energy.
Actually, now that you mention it, didn't seem like it.
Matthew, you cracked the password on a Saul's fake lipstick. It looks like a recording device. Let's give it to Elliot.
32176, Coho's
speeding tickets,
12 hours,
walking,
okay.
and throwing paint on some rich lady's furniture at the corner.
Well, it's one speeding ticket, Columbia County.
Columbia County, everybody gets speeding tickets. Those they pay for the road skip time in winter.
And a disorderly beat a year ago.
Aha, 18. Great.
Guessing Dionne Warwick told me.
Arabic writing.
Community gardens.
Matthew, you revealed Arabic text on the murder weapon. We already know the killer speaks Arabic. This could be a decisive detail.
Chinese takeout.
Let's get this message to DuPont. He'll translate it for us.
12 gas station in the Bronx.
A, I thought he was at work all day, and B, I'll give you odds are Mr.
24 hours, okay. Alright. See you guys when these two run their courses.
You said Monday.
Alright folks, we're back. Let's get the results of the lipstick device. Matthew, come quick. You must see this. It's bad. What happened, Elliot? You look pale, even for you. You'll turn pale when you see this, Matthew. As you discovered, Sal's lipstick is a recording device. I've had a look at the footage. And look what Sal did to Jack. Sal, we've lost the signal from Andrew's stuffed bear. I should report to Ranger Matthew. He'll be wondering where I am, but I feel sick. I'm so sorry, Archer. Knowing you was the fun part of this mission, but I have no choice. We part ways here. Goodbye. Sal, what did you do? What did you do to me? I think I'm dying. Uh-oh. So that's why Jack hasn't turned up all this time. Sal did something to him. He might be dead. Matthew, I knew Jack and Sal were helping you just after Andrew was kidnapped, but I didn't know they were still together. Elliot, put the headquarters in emergency lockdown. Nobody comes and goes until Matthew's back. We're off to find Sal.
Cop and I didn't recognize the signs until it was too late. When he died, I lost. Threatened the nurse
What a
and
Saul.
staff, started fights for the hell of it. I almost got kicked off the floor.
What did you do to Archer, you two-faced floozy?
Instructor said,
Only what he asked me to do. I kissed him, and I slipped a tranquilizer pill into his
I
mouth.
hope you're in for the long haul. Briggs is pressing charges.
Don't worry, Ranger Matthew. I've had excellent training in toxicology. Archer won't die. He's probably chatting up the ICU nurses as we speak. You never said Archer was with you all this time, and then you poisoned him. Why would you do that if you aren't a double agent for the sword? Me? A double agent? It was Archer who jeopardized my mission with his constant flirting. I never asked him to come with me. It was a hard decision to neutralize him, but it had to be done. Ranger Matthew, I'm sorry you know you can't arrest a fellow agent. The Bureau has a treaty with Mossad. Just you wait, Miss Hawa. If Archer dies, you can forget the treaty. Ranger Matthew will make sure you get what you deserve. Arabic writing. Matthew, listen. Monsieur DuPont, you look tired. I hope you managed to translate the message on the sword Matthew found in the destroyed town. It's the message, the blade, poisoned. Don't touch. DuPont, are you alright? Must talk. Omar Bahir, he... Oh boy. DuPont? DuPont! Matthew, call a doctor! What's happening, Matthew? DuPont needs an ambulance. He said something about poison and Omar Bahir, and then he collapsed. You think DuPont meant Bahir poisoned him, Matthew? Could Bahir be the sword? We already know the killer's an expert chemist. Get the handcuffs and your gun, Matthew. We can't take chances with Omar Bahir. About the poisoned sword? Don't move, Bahir. Ranger Matthews arresting you on suspicion of attempted murder. What did you do to Armand DuPont? Monsieur DuPont? He often consults me on matters of language and history. I trust he's well. DuPont's in the hospital. He was poisoned by a sword's blade, and your name was the last thing he said. And you think I poisoned him? Chemistry's a hobby of mine, but why would I hurt a fellow historian? Ranger Matthew, I think you've been horribly misled. What we think is that it was you who wrote the Arabic message on the blade and poisoned DuPont with it. I rather think he meant I'd help you with the translation. Could you lower your guns and show me the text, Ranger Matthew? Ah, I see. Ranger Matthew, it makes sense. The sentence means every soul will taste death. It's a quote attributed to Sultan Mahmud. Sultan Mahmud, the dictator? I'm not surprised there's a quote about death attributed to him, but why would the Sultan murder Anir, kidnap Andrew, and poison DuPont? You think I'd have more reasons to do that, Ranger Matthew? The Sultan's crazy, whereas I've always helped you, haven't I? Mr. Bahir, you'll remain in custody until we clear this up. Let's go and cross-check this story with the Sultan, Matthew. About the quote on the sword? What brings you to disturb me this time, foreign infidels? Let's see, an ambassador's kidnapped child, a murdered nomad, and a poisoned bureau agent. Are these matters serious enough to deserve your attention? Watch your tone, woman, and as if I'd ever soil my hands with the impure blood of nomads or Western children. Gross. I have revolutions to crush. I don't even sign dissenters' death warrants anymore. I let my clerks do it, else I'd never have time for anything else. Ranger Matthews found a sword at a crime scene with the inscription, "Every soul will taste death." Sound familiar? The phrase is from a poem I wrote in Arabic. Every schoolboy knows it. And that's a very pretty sword. Don't tempt me to behead you with it. This audience is over. You're dismissed. Go practice your curtsies for next time, or better yet, go away forever. Matthew, you rescued Andrew Stern, but this case has gone from bad to worse. We've lost 2 agents. Archer was neutralized with a poisonous kiss from Asal Hawa, and DuPont was poisoned by the murder weapon. You're right, Matthew. We knew the sword had lured us here on purpose, and now the trapdoor slammed shut on us. Oh no, the phone. I hope it's not more bad news. Matthew, help me. I'm locked in the bunker and Jonah's outside with a gun. Uh-oh. We gotta rescue Marina next time, so sit tight. Alright folks, we're back. Let's start Chapter 3 of Die by the Sword, Case 12 in Elite Mode. Matthew, you rescued Andrew Stern, but this case has gone from bad to worse. We've lost 2 agents. Archer was neutralized with a poisonous kiss from Asal Hawa, and DuPont was poisoned by the murder weapon. You're right, Matthew. We knew the sword had lured us here on purpose, and now the trapdoor slammed shut on us. Oh no, the phone. I hope it's not more bad news. Matthew, help me. I'm locked in the bunker and Jonah's outside with a gun. What? Stay calm, Marina. We're on our way to the bunker. Jonah, what are you doing here? Drop your gun and let us in. Alright. Marina's fine. Don't worry. I only meant to protect her. Ranger Matthew will see about that. We'll question you as soon as we made sure Marina's alright. Marina, are you alright? Thank goodness, Matthew. I thought I was going to die. What were you thinking, Marina? After what happened to Archer and DuPont, you shouldn't have left the headquarters. I wanted to see where Andrew was held captive, to help him remember more details, but I wasn't in any danger until that armed psychopath turned up. I told you not to trust Jonah Karam, Matthew. Remember, he already tried to shoot me once? Matthew will question Jonah now, and we'll sweep the bunker for clues again. It's us or the sword now. We can't afford to miss anything. Jonah, the sword is after the Bureau, and you were found terrorizing an unarmed agent with a gun. And you expect us to believe it was for her own safety? Ranger Matthew, I didn't mean to distress Marina. I offered her a tranquilizer pill, but she turned it down. I told her I was a chemicals expert in the army, but by then Marina was screaming down the phone to you. You offered to drug Marina after brandishing a gun at her? Jonah, you're my friend, and I've always stuck up for you, but if Ranger Matthew discovers you were the sword all along, I won't be responsible for my actions. Okay, I see 2 clues already. Torn paper, crescent moon, pill bottle, video camera. There's the lamp. Matthew, you want to restore that torn paper? Alright, but hurry. We shouldn't get caught here without backup. You want to decode that video camera too? Let's get going then. NCAQ. Matthew, well done decoding that video camera. This could be our hottest clue. Let's get it to Elliot. Okay, 18 hours. Death warrant on Anira's Nog. Matthew, you restored a death warrant on Anir. We've been so focused on finding Andrew that I've almost forgotten Anir. What if we overlooked something important about the victim? You're right, Matthew. This death warrant on the victim could be the key to the case. Let's reveal the rest of the text. By order of Sultan Mahmud I. Matthew, you reveal Sultan Mahmud's name on Anir's death warrant. You're right. What if the answer was right under our noses all along? The only thing the Sultan wants is absolute power. What if he's the sword? The Sultan thinks nothing can stand in his way, not even the Bureau. You're right, Matthew. It's time to confront His Highness with the evidence. About his death warrant on Anira's Nog? Your curtsy still leaves a lot to be desired, Ranger Matthew. What do you want now? Ranger Matthew found your death warrant for Anir. Why did you want him dead? I told you, Ranger Matthew, I can't keep track of every death warrant I issue. There are too many, but I can add your names to the list if you insist. This isn't just... Sorry guys, my tablet ran out of film room. This isn't just about one murder. Whoever killed Anir has a lot more blood on their hands. I can kill as many people as I want. That's how we roll in my empire. And you can't arrest me without proof, because that's how you roll in the West. Haha. Killing people might mean nothing to you, Your Highness, but if Ranger Matthew finds out you killed Anir, our chief, and kidnapped a little boy, you'll be wishing you'd never been born. I'll have all the stars here collected, so for now, this is Matthew. See you then. Alright folks, we're back. Let's get the results of the video recording for Die by the Sword in Elite Mode. Matthew, you keep bringing me depressing clues, but this video is a new low. I really hate this job sometimes. Elliot, we don't have time for your moods. Just show us the footage. Brothers and sisters, I have left my old life behind to follow the truth of the sword. A new world is coming, and the sword will be its leader. If you stand in our way, you shall die. Matthew, that was Benjamin Scott, but he's acting like an extremist, waving a gun. And what did he mean by following the truth of the sword? What kind of propaganda was Benjamin brainwashed with? Matthew, we've always thought Benjamin was a naive kid, but is there another side to him we haven't seen before? You're right, Matthew. Time to treat Benjamin like an adult and a suspect. Let's bring him in. Benjamin, Ranger Matthew found your extremist video. You confess to following the sword, a dangerous terrorist. You've taken me for a dumb teenager all along, Ranger Matthew. That video shows me for who I really am. Benjamin, the sword kidnapped a child, murdered a police chief, and killed countless other people. Is this the kind of person you want to be? Change always comes at a price, Ranger Matthew. I have nothing more to say. Very well, Benjamin. Next time we meet, we'll treat you like a killer, if that's what you are. Ranger Matthew, I called the hospital. They still don't know if Archer and DuPont will survive. It's clear that Anir's murder was just the beginning. The sword is coming for the Bureau. Ingrid Matthews right. Instead of panicking, we should review the evidence once more and see which one of our suspects could be the sword. Jonah Karam was our informant and my friend. I always trusted him, but maybe we should have listened to Marina's warnings. Sultan Mahmud is crazy for power and shows no moral restraint. If he's the sword, he's fueled by pure delusion and will stop at nothing. Benjamin, he's gone from naive backpacker to armed extremist. What if that's not the last surprise he has in store for us? Omar Bahir is very clever, and we suspect he poisoned Armand DuPont, but he denies it and we have no proof. Then there's Asal, who flirted with Archer only to poison him with a kiss. I agree, if the sword is a woman, she'd be as seductive and treacherous as Asal. One of these people killed our chief, Matthew, and has been playing with us ever since. Can we beat them at their own game, or on their home ground? You think we should go back to the Ruins Museum? Alright, Matthew, it may look like the sword is winning, but the Bureau will not go down without a fight. Uh-oh. Boy, this computer is not leaving me much choice. Matthew, you think that pile of rubble could hide a clue? Alright, let's dig in. And yes, that dusty sheath looks similar to the sword you found in the destroyed town. They belong together. Be careful, Matthew. We know the sword was poisoned. Best use the cleaner to vacuum up that dust without touching the sheath with your hands. Matthew, this may be our chance to beat the sword. Let's get to work. A little pitiful, but that's alright. Matthew, there's blood on that sharp stone you found in the museum rubble. This could break the case. Let's give the stone to Lars. Okay, dusty sword sheath. Matthew, you collected dust from the sheath. I hope you didn't touch the blade. We don't want you in the hospital, too. Let's send the sample to Lars. Finally, the true face of the sword will emerge from under the dust, Matthew. Alright, I'll get the stars, and I'll see you guys for when these two are done. Alright folks, we're back. Let's get the results of the sharp stone.
Beautiful technique. Before long, you'll make something you can actually...
Matthew, Archer and Dupont are still in critical condition. The sword won't get away this time, right? Not if you tell us something useful about the bloody stone Matthew's found on the crime scene. Well, the good news is that the blood on the stone isn't the victim's. It was used as a weapon, but it was the killer who got injured. Are you saying Anir used the stone to fight the sword? Exactly, but I need more time to extract a full DNA profile from the blood on the stone and tell you something more about the kid. We don't have time for that, Lars. Is there anything you can give us now? Well, considering the amount of blood and the sharpness of the stone, the killer still has a visible scar on them. Can you work with that, Matthew? It will have to do. Matthew, let's turn the scar into the sword's downfall.
Switch to cricket with the Samsung Galaxy M2 for $19.99 or the Samsung Galaxy M Prime for $49.99. Cricket Wireless, something to smile about.
Matthew, collecting dust from the sheath of the murder weapon was a good call. That dust may have looked inconsequential, but it was more than just dirt from the crime scene. It contained tiny textile fibers. Lars, please tell us these fibers will somehow help us find the sword. They sure will, because I compared the fibers to the victim's clothing, and there was no match. So the red textile fiber must come from something the killer wears. So the killer wears red, a fitting color for someone with so much blood on their hands, but Matthew will put an end to the bloodshed now. Matthew, we finally have enough evidence to arrest the sword. Be very careful, we're walking into the wolf's den. And yes, I am eating something, some potato sticks. It's Omar Bahir. He is the sword. Omar Bahir, Ranger Matthews arresting you for the murder of Anir Aznag and for kidnapping Andrew Stern and killing Chief Ripley. Ranger Matthew, you're making a terrible mistake. You've fallen into the sword's trap. You were the sword all along. You thought you could trap us, but Ranger Matthew has all the evidence against you. Andrew heard you speak Arabic with Anir before you beheaded him. A traumatized child's testimony won't hold up in court, Ranger Matthew. You carry the scar on your face where Anir scratched you with a stone, fighting for his life. Useless circumstantial evidence. How many people in a war-torn town will have a scar? Our pathologists prove your weight matches the killer's profile, and we know you're an expert chemist. That's enough, Ranger Matthew. I've thrown you a few breadcrumbs because I've enjoyed playing with you, but the game ends here. Yes, I am the sword. I had a mission in the Sahara, sowing the seeds of conflict and extremism everywhere. I knew the Bureau would soon get onto me, so I decided to trap you first. All I had to do was pull on your heartstrings by killing Ripley and abducting a child. I knew you'd come, Ranger Matthew. Now that the Sahara is on the brink of war, it's time I finish the job with the Bureau too. Put that grenade down, Bahir. If you pull that pin, you'll die with us. How could you be so naive, Ranger Matthew? I can't afford to die. Sombra still needs me. This is a poison bomb, and I've taken the antidote. Only you will die. Goodbye, Ranger Matthew. You'll meet your Chief Ripley in... Whoa. What?
On some otherwoods?
Matthew, the shot came from outside. Take cover.
Chasing Brandy. How I found Brandy.
Matthew, you alright? Bahir's dead. I can't believe someone shot him. But who was it? Were they trying to protect us or just keep Bahir from talking? All clear now, Ranger Matthew. I got you covered. Jonah? It was you? How did you... I was on the roof across the street. I figured Ranger Matthew had already worked out who the sword was, and you were about to arrest them. And I thought you could use some firepower on your side. I expected the sword to play dirty. Well, Jonah, I have to hand it to you. You are an excellent shot, and sometimes you even use your brain. You've done the hard work, Ranger Matthew. The sword never stood a chance against you. Well, we were alive and safe, but Matthew's right. We still have a lot of questions to answer. Matthew, you think we should start with checking on DuPont and Archer in the hospital? Let's go.
You're saying the beauty of a child's love.
Got a sticker pack now.
Nights of Passion aren't child porn.
They are fiction, protected.
Looking at the other ones. Asal Hawa, no scar. Jonah Karam, no red. Benjamin Scott, no Arabic, no red. Sultan Mahmood cleared early. It was Omar Bahir. See you guys for the AI. Alright folks, we're back. Let's go to Crossing the Desert 6. Matthew, we've heard you caught the sword, and he's dead? You must fill us in on all the details. Jack, you're well. And where's DuPont? I'm better too, thanks to Matthew's quick thinking. Thank goodness, we were so worried about you. Please, get us out of here, Matthew. I'm sick of sharing a room with DuPont. If I didn't have Asal's visits to look forward to, I'd go crazy. What? Asal poisoned you and now she comes to visit? What can I say? I like him hot and dangerous, Matthew. Well, I'm glad that... Hello? Matthew, the celebration will have to wait. Please report to headquarters at once. You heard her, Matthew. Let's go back to headquarters. Matthew, Omar Bahir is dead. The sword is no longer a danger, but our work isn't done yet. We know that Bahir didn't just want to bring down the Bureau. He was stirring up conflict in the Sahara on behalf of a bigger power, Sombra. Bahir can't answer our questions now that he's dead. It's up to us to figure out who Sombra are, what they want, and why they killed Chief Ripley. But first we must make sure we don't leave any loose ends here in the Sahara. I want you to go check the bunker again, Matthew. And there's another matter, Matthew. Andrew's finally well enough to go home to his mother. Before he leaves, I wanted to give Andrew the pictures I took of him and Lars. They had a great time together. But I can't find the pictures. I think I lost them at the destroyed museum. I have to go back for them. It would mean so much to Andrew. It's still not safe out there, Angela, but I'll search the museum with Matthew. And I'll come to the bunker with you, Matthew. You'll need a tech expert to check for hidden communication devices. Oh, That was close.
Beginning to see the family resemblance.
Honey, come on inside. I'll get you all settled down. Know what the wonderful things I have planned for us to do.
Okay. It was so nice finally meeting you all.
See you later, Clayton.
Isn't it nice to see your brother and sister who are such good friends?
It certainly is. Oh, I always wish that I could have been closer to my brother Phil. You know, go places together, share experiences. Although I did love borrowing his clothes.
Okay, I think I see them.
Close growing up. No, but fortunately neither did my brother Phil.
Angela's photos.
Roy and Dale are back.
So where are you two off to?
Oh, that's nice getting to know you, Goma. See you around.
What's all this about a surprise?
Oh, well, I've done a little matchmaking.
Blanche, not again.
Yes, again. Now, you are 45 years old.
Oh, hold on, it's not responding. Matthew, that pile of photographs could be Angela's last pictures. Let's have a look at them together at headquarters.
Sometimes I watch her go from the kitchen window. It's easier to bay at the moon.
I just don't want you being afraid to get back on that horse and make a commitment again.
Is your horse going up now?
Hello, Lois. Come in. Like, remember Lois Lamont from the museum?
Of course, so nice to see you.
It's a pleasure. Now until you get reacquainted on the way, these are your tickets to the concert in the park starts in 15 minutes.
Suspicious woman. Matthew, thank you for finding my pictures. Aren't they cute? Look, here's Lars teaching Andrew to mummify his stuffed bear. Don't take this the wrong way, Angela, but your talents lie in the medical field more than in photography. These pictures are out of focus and blurred. Like this woman here. We can't even see her face. I don't know why you picked it out of the pile, Matthew. Hold on, you're right, Matthew. That woman's face looks familiar. Nah, I think she just wandered into the frame by accident. Oh well, I guess I'm not that great with the camera. No, wait. I think Matthew's onto something. Let's run that woman's face in the database.
You sure?
Okay. Oops.
Clayton, we're not playing fair. There's a man. There's a man and you're a man. You're both men.
It's Chief Ripley. Matthew, the woman you identified on Angela's picture is Chief Ripley. But that's impossible. The chief is dead. We saw her fall. She died in Spain. She can't be in the Sahara. Ripley was taken to the hospital and the doctor said she was dead. But the doctor only said that because I'd ordered them. Hello, Ranger Matthew. It's really good to see you again. Chief Ripley, you're alive. But how could this be possible? I need a moment to compose myself. And then Ranger Matthew ought to talk to you. We have so many questions to ask. Why she faked her death? Chief Ripley, I can't believe you're alive. We saw you fall when that dart struck you. I apologize for misleading you, Ranger Matthew. It was a hard decision, but it had to be done. I got tipped off that Sombra was plotting an attempt on my life. We didn't have much time to come up with a plan. So to buy us some time, I decided to let the sword believe that he succeeded in killing me. But how did you survive the poison in the dart? I'd taken the antidote with my champagne when we were celebrating your victory over the Prometheans. Alright, we get it. You faked your death to trap Bahir. But why did you lie to us, too? We mourned you. We were distraught. We risked our lives to avenge your murder, and you sat back and watched us walk into a trap? I made the decision I thought was best. The illusion had to be perfect. Sombra had to believe that they had killed me. And I knew you'd draw strength from the crisis, Ranger Matthew. I was counting on you, and you did me proud. I just can't believe you did this. I understand, but it doesn't mean I'm alright with it. Ranger Matthew, I know it's a lot to take in, but there's nothing like hard work to help you move on. Take this badge now as an acknowledgement of your bravery. Then get back to work.
I trust him. And with you turn that over my underwear, I can now sleep worry-free all night. The unique secure barrier system gives me triple protection from leaks, odor, and moisture. So keep your sweet dream on. Tinner overnight underwear and pads. Only $10 to you. Up close, Werther's is making sugar-free caramels, classic hard, and deliciously chewy. They're so smooth, rich, and creamy.
All right.
You won't believe they're sugar-free. Discover Werther's original sugar-free.
Ladies, we don't need all this to be LBO. I mean, who cares a little bit?
Get 3-in-1 protection for jointless comfort and outer control.
See.
And unlike period pads,
Flashlight, crowbar,
Which makes me
pigeon,
easier. See zero poison at poison.com.
newspaper,
Real cheese people.
digital balance revolver.
The same taste, just thinner. And 45 calories a slice.
What's up, Matthew? You found a phone? I hear you crack passwords. Show me.
Tease, tongue, like, love. Because real cheese people bite with the band. Only sacrifice, no compromise. So gentle. Real cheese people.
Why are you taking these photos? Because my teeth are yellow. Why do you think
BG3,
I'm afraid it's bad on my teeth.
90 yen.
3D White. Press 3D White. Diamond stones with paste and rinse. Gently whiten and fortify weak spots. Fused together for 2 times stronger.
Matthew, now you've decoded this phone. I'll check it in the lab, just in case it's a bomb detonator or something.
Put some distance between you and temptation with Meta Appetite Control. Clinically proven to help reduce hunger between
Okay, 12 hours. I'll get the results tomorrow morning. So for now, this is Matthew. See you then. Alright, folks, we're back. Let's get the results of the phone from Elliot. Matthew, this phone you found in the bunker is Benjamin's. Judging from his text, he's having second thoughts about the jihad. He wrote a text that reads, I have nowhere to go anymore, but he didn't send it. Matthew, that kid needs a reality check. Even I can see his adventures have taken a wrong turn. Let me come with you, Matthew. Maybe Benjamin listened to me, since I'm young and cool. Maybe he'll come to his senses. Convince him to go home. Hey, mate. Ranger Matthews found your message. Don't you think it's time to go home? Ranger Matthew, what have I got to go home to? I'm not cut out to be a terrorist. I'm not cut out to be anything. Ah, man, stop the pity party. You've got parents who love you. They're a bit clingy, so what? But what are they going to say when they hear what I've done? Hey, we all make mistakes. I once nearly blew up London from my laptop. But you don't have to tell them everything, just the cool bits. You traveled the Sahara, rode camels, met a tech genius, that sort of thing. I guess you're right. Ranger Matthew. I guess I'll call them. Thanks, and good luck to you too. Here, have my last burger. Matthew, I've heard that Chief Ripley's alive. Is that true? The Chief was alive all this time and nobody told me. How did she... Yes, I'm alive and back at work, Ranger Matthew. Yes, I'm alive and back at work. Ranger Matthew, I want to talk to you. It's about Jonah Karam. I think we should hire him as a field expert. With all due respect, Chief, you can't just come back and start hiring people. Besides, Marina thinks we shouldn't trust Jonah. Why don't we leave it to Ranger Matthew to talk to Jonah? Then we can make the final decision. What he thinks of working for the Bureau? Am I in trouble for saving your lives, Ranger Matthew? Quite the opposite, Jonah. The Chief's read Ranger Matthew's reports, and she thinks you should join the Bureau. Me? In the Bureau? It's tempting, but I'm not sure I'm ready to give up my freedom. We didn't say the job was yours yet, Jonah. Certain members of the team still have doubts about you. I have an idea, Ranger Matthew. Let's go back to the destroyed town together. I'll prove my worth to you there. I do have a free ×6 combo, thanks to the Royal Flushes. Tiny Parachute. Well, you think the laptop would be a clue. Instead of an object to find, of course. Ranger Matthew, I'm more used to shooting people than examining clues. Do you really think I'd be good at it? Alright, show me that thing in your hand. Looks like a tiny parachute with a USB key attached to it. Hey, wait, I learned everything about parachutes in the Army. I can already tell you it was dropped off from a drone. And you're right, something was written on the parachute. I'm sure you can retrieve it, Ranger Matthew. Cosmorus. Ranger Matthew, I know that logo you revealed on the parachute. That dog in a space capsule is the logo of Cosmorus, the Russian space agency. But I have no idea why Cosmorus would drop a parachute with a USB key into Iraq. How do you work these things out, Ranger Matthew? Ah, you say you have a tech expert? Alright, let's give him the parachute with the USB key. So it looks like I'll have to wait again. 12 hours. Okay? I'll see you guys for when that is done. Alright folks, we're back. Let's get the results of the Cosmorus logo. Matthew, I've heard that Chief Ripley's alive. Way cool. Not everyone has a boss who came back from the dead. And this USB key on a parachute was pretty cool too. Here's a recording on it. Ranger Matthew, my name is Natasha Romanova. I know you work with my daughter Marina, so I can trust you. I'm the head of Cosmorus, the Russian space agency, and I have reasons to believe that Cosmorus has been infiltrated by foreign spies. Ranger Matthew, a security breach at Cosmorus could compromise the entire world's data infrastructure. I'm formally requesting the help with the Bureau. Matthew, that woman in the video is Marina's mom. Isn't that cool? I didn't even know Marina had a mom. And she's the head of the Russian space agency. I guess you better talk to Marina about this message. About the message from Cosmorus. Matthew, what's going on? First I'm told Chief Ripley's alive, and now you got a message from my mom. I know it's a lot to take in, Marina, but we need to make a decision about your mother's message. I hate to say this, Matthew, but my mother can't be trusted. Whatever she's playing at, it's not good, believe me. Think about it, Matthew. Why would my mother send us a message with a USB key on a parachute if she has nothing to hide? She could just call us. Marina, Ranger Matthew's right. If Cosmorus was infiltrated by spies, your mother was right to contact us in secret. And Natasha Romanova is the head of Cosmorus. We can't ignore an official plea for help. I trust you'll make the right decision, Ranger Matthew. Just be on your guard is all I'm saying. Ranger Matthew, at least you know where we're going next. Take this cash and buy some Russian rubles.
It's lifting off to the west and northwest, so it's an area we're going to watch again. Looking a little less impressive than what we saw earlier last week, but still an area to watch. We're also watching this. And this is
Ranger Matthew, I'm officially taking back the reins of the Bureau, and I've made my first decision. I've offered Jonah Karam a job at the Bureau, and he's accepted. Jonah's joining us as a field expert. I can't wait to work with you, Ranger Matthew. Now the message from the Russian Space Agency. We should definitely investigate Natasha Romanova's claim about the security breach, Matthew. Cosmos controls much of the world's electronic infrastructure. If spies hijack their satellite systems, the world could be sent back to the Dark Ages at the push of a button. Matthew, we must investigate the security breach in Russia and find out if SOMBRA is responsible. Keep your wits about you, and see you in Moscow, Ranger Matthew.
Hurricane season started last week. Closer to home, things looking quite nice. Take a look at this shot. Beautiful shot from the Sheridan. We see Dunn head off in the distance, looking good there. Now, we do want to tell you about some scattered showers. There's not a huge amount of rain, but we do have some showers right now. As we head over towards Volcano Point, we're seeing a couple of light to moderate rains lifting off to the south and west.
Yes, I got some sticker packs to open.
Right now, some windward showers, but not a huge amount of rain elsewhere. Here in Oahu, relatively fine. We could see some scattered windward showers, and only going out a couple light showers will be possible. But overall, drying trend for tomorrow. In fact, expecting temperatures right around 85. And
5 sticker packs to open.
Some clouds and a few showers in the morning. Lots of sunshine in the afternoon. Less rain than today because that system.
4 new ones.
It's fading away, and the moisture is actually lifting out, so we'll see less rain.
4 new ones again.
Less rain coverage in the afternoon for the winter side. Lots of sunshine and looks like this again. Let's try to work around over the weekend. They're
4 new ones. Another 4 new ones. Let's see.
The answer turns out to be right on the surface. Scientists discovered that the Northern Hawaiian Islands is home to a record level of endemism from any marine ecosystem on Earth. Scientists made that discovery last fall after reaching depths known as the coral reef twilight zone. Their study shows that there are communities of fish that are only found here on the islands. This deep coral reef represents a new area for research. Pretty amazing there. Here's something else that makes us unique. All the entrepreneurs. So do they have what it takes? Hunters lining up for their shot to appear on ABC's hit show, Shark Tank.
Yeah, get this. More than 200 hopefuls showing up at the Ala Moana Hotel to pitch their business.
Let's see here.
Each entrepreneur had 1 minute to make their pitch to the show's official casting team.
Alright, that will do. I'll see you guys for this next case.